Good YouTube, Quinn Wade coming to y'all with that what to expect season preview and prediction of how the season is going to go for the Detroit Pistons. Cade Cunningham, the former number one pick, we knew that he'd be special. We knew that he can be one of the best players in the NBA. He realized that in reality last year, making an all-star team and things of that nature, while also leading his Pistons that had a lot of injuries and a lot of chaos happening with their roster. They still was able to win enough games to be a playoff team, and they actually played a very competitive series against the New York Knicks, and it was actually memorable, showing you that this team ain't that far from being a real threat in the Eastern Conference. Couple new players here, another star there. Health can also help because it helps the growth and the development. The more you on the court, the more chemistry you can build, the more confidence you can get, and the better you can be because you're busy working on your game instead of rehabbing. I think that that's something that we're going to have to continue to see with this roster because last year they only won 44 games, which is impressive because most people didn't expect them to do that last year, and they was able to accomplish it. They wanted what their leader wanted. Kay said he wanted to be in the playoff. He said he wanted to be out of the play-in. He was able to accomplish it. He was able to do those things for this Pistons team. Cade Cunningham is only 23 years old, and you couldn't tell any difference by how he thinks about the game, how he approaches the game. You knew that he had all the qualities to be great. He just had to put it all together, and that he did. And now it's about what can he do next for this Detroit Pistons to take another leap in the Eastern Conference. He played 70 games last year, which was actually the most in his entire career. He improved his three-point shooting in the last 2 years to a respectable 35%, and he did shoot 6 times from the three-point line last year, which is impressive because he's never really been known as a three-point shooter. He just takes them when he's confident in that shot. He also shot a career high 46% from the field. That's really good for a high volume scorer because he attempted 20 field goals a game. He also got to the free throw line a career high 45.3 free throw attempts, 84% from the free throw line. That's not the highest he ever shot from the free throw line because last year, or I would say 2 years ago, he was able to shoot 86%. He declined a little bit there, but not by a significant margin. And he also was able to average 9 assists and 6 rebounds. We know he's tall. We know he has the fundamentally sound type of game. And the rebounds was something that he had to continue to do to help his team win games. And he did it and helped his team out that way. But he also had the ball in his hands more. And he showed that he can be a primary decision maker. And that's why we call him a point guard now. Because that was his role, was to go out there and control the tempo and control the pace of the game and understand how to bend defenses so that way you can make your teammates get easy shots while you're still looking and hunting for your shot. He also averaged a steal a game and 26 points. We knew that K would be able to come in the league because he had an NBA body and be successful. He showed that his rookie year, 17 points is nothing to sneeze at, especially when you're getting 5 assists and 5 boards. He wasn't the most efficient. That was something he was able to correct his last season, but the fact that he did it so early in his career, only playing 4 seasons up until that point and already averaging 26 a game, shows you that he's going in a superstar trajectory. And that's why we had that feeling that he should be going number one. Not only was he a good NBA ready player, he had a lot of potential too to be better, especially because he's a food for knowledge type of guy. He wants to soak up as much information and as much as he can, and that just makes him just a better player. And we knew that he'd figure out how to implement it into his game. And now he's standing here at 23 years old as one of the best players in the NBA already. Other than that, you can say the same thing about Jalen Duren. He's only 21 years old. People forget that. He's really, really young, and he's already giving you a double double, 11 points and 10 boards. He also shot 69% from the field, knowing where his points is going to be at, knowing how to continually to master that role while still trying to learn how to be a rim protector and still trying to learn how to also play, a little bit different, depending on the lineups that's out there with him. And that just called adjusting. And I feel like he did a good job adjusting to his teammates, adjusting to K dominance of the ball, and just being ready to do what he needs to do in any given moment on both ends of the court. Now, he can still take some leaps and bounds defensively and become a better anchor in the paint. But like I said, the guy's 21. He's already accomplishing a lot. He played 78 games last year. That's really impressive. That's what you want to see. And hopefully he has a good build of health because they really need this guy. He's a big part of what they do. I took it as far to say he's part of their nucleus. He's a big part of what they're going to be in the future. And the other guy is Jaden Ivey. The problem with Jaden Ivey, we didn't see enough of him last year. He showed some growth in some areas. He showed some improvements. He shot 5 threes a game and shot 40%. That's really, really good and really, really different compared to his first 2 seasons in the NBA. He also shot 46% from the field. Knowing how to get to his shots, knowing how to get to his spots was something that he really showed in his third season. And all I can say is I want to continue to see that. Also, I want to see him get to the free throw line a little bit more and probably shoot about 80%. That'd be a good way to get him to 20 points. And just having the ball in his hand just a little bit more will help K avoid injuries and help him avoid injuries because they can attack the defenses in different ways. And I think he can. When we seen him in Purdue, he had the speed, he had the quickness, he had the understanding how to play the game and play his position. But at the same time, he also didn't really play with a guy like Cade, and he still showed that he can adjust and adapt to how they play together and make the team better at the end of the day when they trying to attack. Another guy that really had a good role on the team that a lot of people possibly figured that he could would be Tobias Harris. He gave them double digits. He gave them scoring. He gave them spacing. He gave them solid rebounding, even though it could be a little bit better for his size and his athleticism. But he also gave them a little bit of space. And that's something that he's going to continue to have to bring to the table because that's what they need if you're going to have the ball in Ivy and K hands a lot. You need guys that can make shots. And he had a decent mid-range jump shot. He had a decent three-point shot. And he also had the ability to get to the free throw line from time to time. And then he shot 86% from there. And he was able to get 13 points. You thought he'd probably get more. You thought he'd probably average more, especially when guys went down with injuries. But he didn't. But I like the fact that he did play 73 games. He was available when they needed him. And he stepped up from time to time throughout the season and in the playoffs. Other than that, another big part of their team this year is going to be Karis LeVert. He's a guy that can handle the ball, make quick decisions when it comes to passing or scoring. And he also is a guy that can literally give you a burst or an injection of energy. And I think that that's very important. But 37% from three was really, really good. We have to continue to see if he can do that for an entire season. He's about 34% for his career, which is about average or close to it. But I like what Karis LeVert can do. I think they lost Dennis Schroeder. I think he can replace that role and give them a little bit more versatility, a little bit more size, and that can help them defensively, even though he's never really been known as a good defender. I think that that's what he's going to bring to the table for this team, and I think that they'd be happy with that acquisition. Duncan Robinson was their big free agent. We know what he does. He's going to come off screens. He's going to move without the basketball. He's going to provide spacing. He's going to be ready to be a knockdown shooter and a guy that can just keep the ball moving if the shot ain't there. And that keeps the teams on their heels and it keeps them guessing and just having a threat outside that can play the 3 or the 4 position from time to time, depending on who's out there with them, really is going to help their depth and really going to help their flow. offensively, and I think that that's why they prioritize him in free agency and got that deal done. Marcus Sasser, he's going to be a solid player for them, along with Isaiah Stewart. They understand how to play their role. They understand what they need to do within the team system and what they need to do defensively. They're just good role players that you can rely on to be ready anytime the opportunity is there for them to be able to score or do what they have to do to impact the game. And I can also say that about guys like Javante Green and Ronald Holland. They're not the biggest name players, but they have been showing improvement. They have been showing that they can possibly take a bigger role and help this team be more versatile when they come in. They can give them more size, more strength, more screening, more scoring, and that's something that this team needed, and that's something that they really have now. Guys like Dennis Jenkins and Kobe Jones, Bobby Kittman, Chaz Lanier, and you can even say, Tulu Smith, they're be asked to do much. They just filling out the rest of the roster, and they just the guys that they have been chosen for their salary to be able to be needed whenever their number is called. And you just expect those guys to be ready. We just need y'all to come in and contribute, play hard, try to make your shots, try to make the right play, and that's all we're going to need y'all to really do to help this team consistently be a decent team on both ends of the court. And it's not much to ask from these guys. These guys want to play. They want to show what they can do. They want to show what they can bring to the table. This team is very young, so you got these guys that is really hungry and really want to go out there and show that I belong here in the NBA and I want to get more minutes. And I feel like a lot of these guys are going to really want to show that. A lot of these guys are really going to want to do that. I feel like Javante Green is a guy that's going to feel the same way. He's older. He's playing for a bigger contract. He's playing for a bigger role before he's out of the NBA. And I think the Pistons are a good team that can see what he brings to the table and say, well, we can use you. That's why you're on the roster, and let's see what you can really do. Let's see, can you be a guy that can go out there and change the game a little bit. And if he doesn't do it, they relying on Ronald Holland. He's been showing a lot of improvement. He's been showing a lot of pizzazz to his game. And he really seems like he's ready for that big opportunity. And the Pistons are saying, well, here it is. We see what you can do. We want to see if you can do it at the highest level. We're going to give you 15 around to 20 minutes. And if you can continue to show that you deserve that type of shot, we're going to say we increase your chances of getting a bigger role on this team. And a lot of these other guys are older, so they're not going to be on this team for a long period of time. They're going to be here for about 1 to 2 years after this season. And after that, guys like him or Azor Thompson, for example, are going to have to show that they can take a leap and be one of the more relied on players on this roster. And I think Azor Thompson is one of those X factors where you see what he can do, you see what he can bring to the table. You're just not sure if he's going to be able to put it all together. He showed that he can get you double figure points in the league. He averaged 10. He also showed that he's an effort player. He gave you 5 boards. He gave you 1.7 steals, which is a lot considering that he only played 22 minutes. He already played 60 games before, and then last year he played 59 and he started 48 of them. They showing you that they want him to be a big part of what they do. They want to show you that he's going to be a part of their future and a big piece to their future. And he just got to back it up. The team believes in him. They want to see the results. They see that he put the work in. They see that he plays hard. Now we need you to continue to grow your game and improve your game and expand your game. And that's all we're really asking you to do. And we're going to give you a chance and opportunity these next 2 seasons to show that we made the right choice by picking you to be able to do it. He was a guy that was a top 5 pick. So none of us is going to be surprised if he gets better. None of us is going to be surprised if he has a bigger chance of improving this team, especially defensively, and being one of their best players on the roster. It just, he has to show us, and he has to do it, and he has to stay more healthy. And I think that he should continue to grow even seasons after this one as he should, because he's only 22 years old. So his 3-point shooting is really bad, but he also doesn't take really none at all. He knows where his game is at, like Jalen Duran. I want to be near that paint as much as I can. That's where I'm good at. That's where I'm efficient at, and I'm going to continue to prefer those type of shots than perimeter shots. But it'd be fine if he added a little bit more, confidence in his perimeter game, because defense are going to let him have those shots. They got to give up something, and we rather have a Sort Thompson taking perimeter shots because he doesn't even want to take them himself. But I do like the fact that he doesn't settle. He put the ball on the floor. He'll attack you. He'll show you that he still has good athleticism and good footwork to a certain extent. And even if he improved that a little bit more, he can definitely be a 15 to 18 point scorer. And the Pistons need that. And I think that he's going to be the guy that provides it. We just have to see him slowly put it all together, and he also has to continue to stay healthy for the most part if he's going to be that type of guy for the Detroit Pistons in the future. But Kobe Jones and these other guys, is going to be fun watching their development too, to see will they be useful role players, or will they just be a couple guys that be on a roster for a season or two and then see the Pistons go in a different direction with other young guys in the draft, or trying them out from the G League, or even trying them out at summer league, and just say these guys do the same thing y'all can. We just like their upside a little bit better since we had a chance to try y'all out. We had a chance to use y'all, and now we just see that you guys fit or you don't fit. So that's what a lot of those other guys are going to be up and under a magnifying glass. Like, you don't do this well. Will you improve? Do you have the work ethic? Do you really want to contribute to this team at the highest level? Because the Pistons are starting to become a team that we're going to look at as a perennial playoff team in the Eastern Conference, especially if Cade and these other guys continue to show that they're going to get better and show that they're going to be a better, fit for Cade, and he's going to find a way to work out a point where he can be a good decision maker for them. And that's all that matters at the end of the day with this team. They're so young that some of these guys are not even 25. Some of these guys just turned 21 or a couple years after that. So we don't really know the ceiling of the Pistons until we see them a lot more. Like I said, people just started watching this team last year. People just started to pay attention to this team, and they made a good run, and they got a lot of respect, how they played and how they went about the playoffs, how they went about the season. But they're still so young to where we don't really know how good they really are going to be until we see them again. And that's why this season, I expect them to be a playoff team. And if they fall short of that, they will still be a play-in team. As long as they in the art conversation of being in the playoffs, that's a successful season because they are that young and their guys are still developing and growing. So, they already exceeded expectations last year, and they already had fun with success. They played with success. They know what it takes to win. They know how to close out games. They trust in Cade as a leader. And these young guys are just ready to go out there and show that this is going to be a team that you're going to have to take very, very seriously. And I think that's the respect that we have from them and what they did last season. But you can't just have a great season like you did last year and then let it crumble. You have to show that we're here. We arrived. We about that like these other teams. We're not afraid of these other teams. We ready to go to war with these other teams. And they showed it last year. But it can't just be a 1 year thing. This has to be a every year thing in the Eastern Conference. And I think the Pistons are cool with that mentality because they're showing that that's what they want. They want the pressure of being a playoff team every year. They want to show that we can eventually be a championship team 2 to 3 years from now, or in that conversation. And that should be how they think, and that should be how they feel. If Cade Cunningham is telling people we should be a team that's not in the play-in, we should be one of the top 6 seeds, just imagine the expectations coming into this season and future seasons. Because if you felt that way about the roster currently constructed last year, and you got it done, and you achieved everything you feel like y'all should do, and you spoke up for your team and your teammates and your coach, and y'all actually was good against a team that made it to the Eastern Conference Finals, the sky is the limit for this team. if everything works out and guys stay healthy and guys put in the work. So I'm looking forward to seeing the Pistons. That's why I got to hype it up at the end of this video. I'm looking forward to seeing what they're going to be about, how they're going to go out there and play, and what they're going to show us. This is a team that I want to be watching basically every single game to see what they're really going to do, how they're going to do it, and how they're going to look out there on both ends of the court. And I think that that's going to be something fun to keep track of and fun, seeing. And other than that, this team they should be a 40+ win team, and that will put them right in the top 7, 8, 9, 10 spot. A chance to be top 6 again, and that's what you want to see from a team that proved that they can do it last year. You want to see them either be a little bit better or show improvement, or you want to see them take a leap. I think they don't really have enough in the East to take a leap compared to other teams, but they still should be one of the better teams in the Eastern Conference by the end of the season. And I think they're going to be respectable again. And I think they're going to have a lot of fun if they make the playoffs. The more playing time they get, the more experience they get, the more it's going to help their growth, the more it's going to help their understanding, and the more it's going to make them better together if they keep this nucleus and this core together for a couple more years, which they should. And experience and knowledge is a powerful thing. When I was in elementary school, they told me knowledge is power. But if you gain in the knowledge and you gain the experience at the same time, that's a helping hand to you in your career. And they learned a lot and they grew a lot, and we want to see that this year too. And I think they're going to pick up where they left off at, and that's something that we should be looking forward to seeing. Other than that, comment, like, subscribe, share, hit the notification bell for more analysis and to get it when it first come out. I also make videos just like this about various NBA only topics. I also do breakdowns with real footage of legends, current legends, rookies, and also future stars. I also do mock draft and draft coverage, so you love that type of stuff. You can't get enough of it. You want more of it. This is the channel for you, and you will enjoy it. Plus, I got over 3,000 videos already on my channel that you can watch right now for free. Not only that, I also upload videos each and every day. So if you want basketball, you want more of it, this is a channel that's going to give you that on a regular basis. Will you be able to take it? Will you be able to accept it? Will you love it? Well, you got to subscribe to figure that out, or you got to keep checking out the channel and the videos that I put out to get that type of understanding or that type of love for what I do. And I'm just going to be fair. I got majority of my subscribers for them trying it out. And once they tried it out, they fell in love. So maybe that's what you need to do too. Other than that, thanks for watching. Thanks for appreciating the content for what it is. Thank y'all for continuing to come back. Thank y'all for making time for me. Thanks for caring about what I have to say and what I think and what I want to show y'all. And thank y'all for being the best fans that I can ask for. Thank y'all for also buying merchandise and supporting me that way too. And thank y'all for just continuing to ride with me for 10+ years that I've been doing this. I've been coming back and y'all been coming back. So that's the reason why I'm still doing this channel and still enjoying it at the same time. And I look forward to making videos each and every day, and it seems like y'all look forward to watching it. So why not continue to go? Let's have a better year than 2015. That's a year that I got a lot of you guys as subscribers, and a lot of my fan base was built that year, has only gotten bigger, has only grown since then. So let's continue to do that even in the future, and definitely in the present time, which is now. Other than that, y'all stay blessed up, y'all stay good. Peace out. See you guys later today or hopefully tomorrow, and gone for now.